Hi. Voting occurs this week, April 8th through the 13th. That's Monday through Saturday. So be sure to vote. Now, I wanted to talk to you about what's going on with these bylaws, and I want to add some more that are very important. Not as important as the ones that we discussed, but first I wanted to clarify a few things. This whole discussion all this week is simply about the bylaws. It's not about the contract. There's nothing we can do about that. We have a contract that's in place. There's nothing to discuss about that. It's not about any particular board member, not about any one particular person. It is simply about the bylaws. Now, before this whole discussion, I didn't know about bylaws what they were. But in current letter by Daryl Drott, important bylaws vote update, he spells it out for us, and I'd like to read it to you. The RSA is owned and operated by a membership, you. The membership establishes a set of rules by which RSA operates, the bylaws. The bylaws can and does grant authorities and restrict conduct of the organization. The bylaws may only be changed by a 2/3 vote of responding members. In accordance with the bylaws, 4 members are elected: president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, and then there's additional chapter directors. So essentially what he's saying here is our bylaws say what RSA has to do, what they can't do, what members have to do, and what they can't do. Okay, so they're very important. This is essentially our Constitution or Bill of Rights or whatever you wanted to compare them. Okay, so again, it's not about the contract. It's not about a board member or anything else. We're not attacking anybody. We're simply trying to bring you information about these bylaw changes that are very important. Here I'm trying to bring the information to you, and all I keep hearing from RSA is, oh no, don't listen to those people, or don't listen to your person sitting next to you, listen to us. Well, they wrote these bylaws, they love them, they think they're the best thing in the world, and of course they're going to tell you that. So my thing all along has been for you to make your own decision. Okay, and like me, you work a full-time job, you go to work, you come home, you got family stuff to do and everything. You don't have time to read bylaws. I've spent a lot of time this week make these videos and everything, and working with Jess Gutierrez, my partner. There's a lot of things in here we didn't like, and so we wanted to make sure you knew about them to make an informed decision. Now, RSA should be promoting that as well. But no, they want you just to talk to them, and that's it. And I disagree with that, okay? So, again, it's not about the contract, not about any person, it's simply about our bylaws. We need to protect them and keep them the way they are. One important point that I want to make, these changes, there's some good in there. I do like some things in here. The election year, for example, 3 years instead of 2, or the election term rather. That's fine with me. I got no problem with that. But when some of these bylaws take the power from us, the members, and give it to a board, that's a little troubling for me, and I'll explain what I mean by those. So in this video I'm going to go step by step, section by section, where there's changes, and detail exactly what it is. So with that being said, again, it's not the contract, it's not any member, bylaws. Voting occurs this week, Monday through Saturday. First section I'd like to talk about, that's section 1.01. Title, office, and records. The organization shall be known as Riverside Sheriff's Association, and in section B they list inspection of books and records. This is new, it was never in there before. Books and records shall be open to inspection by directors and members in the manner provided in the Non-Profit Mutual Benefits Corporation Code, commencing with section 7110 of the California Corporation Code. Essentially, this is what they're saying is transparency. You should be able to, they want to be transparent organization. This week, I believe it was Friday, Jess made a phone call to get some information about the financials, and it's not that easy. So we'll talk about that later, maybe next week. Next section I would like to talk about is section 3.07, expulsion, suspension, censure, admission of members, officers, and directors. Now, it used to be 4 things. They expanded it. Association member, directors, and officers are at all times expected to be of honorable character and reputation. The board of directors shall have the authority to try any member, director, or officer upon any charge of dishonesty. It used to just say dishonesty, violation of these bylaws, violation of law, lawful board policy or directive, illegal activities which involve the association. But they added a whole slew of them. Looks like A through M. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 in particular that I have a problem with. Section D, unreasonably. Who determines unreasonably? Unlawfully, we know what that means. Or improperly. Who decides what's improper? Disturbing the peace or harmony of any meeting of the association or of any of its offices' operations. We should all do the proper thing, but what's proper? If I go to a board meeting and I raise my voice or something like that, am I going to be censored for that, suspended, or that? Essentially, that limits free speech. We shouldn't do that. Okay, that's one thing that takes the power from the member. We go there to voice our opinion, but we get shot down because we're a little too loud. Just let that one soak in for a moment. Section H, deliberately and improperly interfering with any officer, director, or representative of the association in the discharge of his or her official duties. So basically, to me, that means get in my way, try to stop me or something, get in my way and you're out. Okay. Deliberately or improperly interfering. So I can't interfere, let's say they're trying to impose something and I can't say anything about it, I can't do anything about it. That's no good. Section I, deliberately engaging in conduct in violation of the responsibility of members toward the association as an institute. So if I deliberately say something about RSA, so basically you can't say anything bad about them. In section M, another one I had a problem, engaging in conduct which tends to injure the good name of the association. So again, can't say anything, I can't even make a video about it. And you've seen my videos, I haven't said anything bad about any member or anything, I just simply am bringing the facts, reading it, printing it directly on the screen. Okay? That's it, and I can't do that anymore with this type of action. And what would happen is disciplinary action imposed by the board of directors may include, without progression, admonition, censure, suspension, or revocation of membership, or removal from office or directorship. So this section definitely takes a lot of power from us. We can't say what we want to say. We can't, deliberately or improperly interfere with any officer. I don't want to do anything improper, but I still want to be able to say what I need to say. If I don't agree with something, that should not be in there. That alone right there should earn a opposed vote, in my opinion. Next section we're going to cover, this one actually I do like. Terms of officers, section 5.02. terms of all officers shall be, it used to be 2 years, and now they're covering and going into 3 years. So I do like that one. You know, we should have some longer term continuity. 2 years kind of seems too short. 4 probably too long. I like 3. I like that. And we've covered section 5.04, release of officers from county duties. And we covered this one in length in 2 or 3 of the videos. And the points that RSA comes back with, we brought the information, this is what they're looking to do. I'll just read it to you here. The board of directors may authorize reimbursement to the county, and what they want to do is release the 4 members. That'd be the president, the vice president, the secretary, and the treasurer. Now, there's nothing in here that says immediate, just to make it clear, but there's a possibility that it could. And you know, that's an important thing. We'll cover something at the very end. I'll end with that. So I do have a problem with that. Financially, there's nothing in this bylaws changes that says rates are going to go up. It still says it would be 0.5% of the top corporals be sheriff corporal step. You know, it's not going to change, but it can in the future. And if you're okay with that, then vote yes. Section 5.08, duties of the treasurer. I did a whole video on this, but really quick. Section B, the funds of the association shall only be paid out on checks of the association signed by the treasurer and countersigned by the president. And they added a sentence in there that I really strongly disagree with, and I urge you to, there's another one that does not deserve your vote. Additional signatories may be designated by the board of directors in the case that the president and or treasurer are unavailable for any reason. We, the members, voted for a treasurer, and that treasurer has that duty of signing checks. They're in control of the checks, they're in control of the money, countersigned by the president. Adding other people to sign the checks, that takes away the vote that we put this person in as the treasurer. Now we have multiple people that the board decides, you know, that takes the power from us choosing our treasurer. If that treasurer can't do the job because he's gone or away, or, you know, I understand there's vacation and stuff like that. I'm not trying to discount that, but can't do the job, then we'll put somebody else that can. But that position should be treated as in high regard. Let's put it that way. We should treat that person with high regard, and they are in charge of the money. And you start adding additional hands, additional people that can sign checks, that's a problem. So that right there, again, should mean a no vote for you. And again, watch, I think it's video 3 or 4. Video 3, thank you.